Hey everybody, it's me, Sven Sharpen here, bringing you day number 143 of Let's Talk About Autism. Before we get started, I'd like you to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below the video. That would help me out a lot if you haven't already done so. So yeah, in today's video will be a sort of follow-up of the last video where I talked about what's been happening to autistic kids. Not just yesterday's video, but just throughout the series, the abuses I've been talking about that schools put autistic kids through. And I was going to talk about the trauma for that, so that's today's video. So this is extremely traumatic to a child, obviously, and like a child will be like afraid of whoever did the abuse, whichever type of person. Like they could be afraid of teachers, they could be afraid of social workers, they could be afraid of resource officers who detain them for no reason. That does happen. And of course, anybody who does it, like a bus driver, a lunch lady, it could be whoever did the abuse, whichever type of person, they'll be afraid of anybody who's in that position. So, and if it's not for their whole life, it's for the duration of their childhood until they're old enough to understand what happened to them. So, in my personal case, when I was forced to go to the wrong school, I had nightmares about that happening for years, like well after graduation, like into my adulthood, even just as recently as a couple years ago. Like this will affect a child for years longer than the trauma itself. Like the trauma itself might last even just a moment. Like this will affect a child for years. It might require certain counseling. It could require medical attention. Like this is a serious problem and we got to actually say something about it. And most of the time they will never talk about their story because of how traumatic it is and how little support they get for talking about it, which is of course what I'm here to fix. I'm trying to make sure that every story gets out and to ensure that this abuse never happens again. Like, I don't think a child should ever have to go through that kind of trauma. And, like, again, it'll lead to things that could potentially be even worse. Things like going trans, things like resulting to crime, things like being taken advantage of by friends or family. Like, it can result in even more trauma that'll take years to recover from. And it's just a really, really sad, tragic thing that this does not have any place in the country, especially if it's an innocent child whose innocence has been completely taken away from them. So we're going to get every story out. We're going to punish the people who did the trauma so that justice can be served. So yeah, that was day 143. I'll see you on day 144. Thank you very much for watching this video, and goodbye.